Powerline TV. Power to transform lives.
Welcome to another week of Family Life with Mama Rita. It's been really good in the past few weeks. In the past 2 weeks, we've been handling stress and stress-related issues. If you never listened to it, please go back and listen to it. It was supposed to be just 1 week, but the questions, I never could finish the questions. So we were on again last week. And last week, I didn't finish again. And I'm on again today for another level of stress. I hope and I hope and I hope that today I'll be done with Reverend David so he can have some rest. I hope you have been dealing with your stress level. My darling, as I sit here, I'm also receiving therapy for myself. I'm also dealing with my stress level. And I have dealt with my stress level very well. I don't know about you. But on the show again today is Reverend David Doku. He was with us 2 weeks ago. He was with us last week. And he's with us again this week. And like I said, the feedback has been so good. Please let your questions keep flowing and let it come. We will certainly answer all your questions. After today, I don't know what we'll be moving to, but there's so much to do with mental illness. So many topics when it comes to mental illness. And I think that mental illness is going to go like the way temperaments went. I'm not too sure, but I keep hearing so many things about mental illness, things we don't even consider as mental illness. I'm getting to know that I won't say it's mental illness, but it's a bit related. But Reverend Doku.
Yes, Mommy.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mommy. You're looking beautiful.
Thank you. Even before we are done, I want to say very big thank you. Thank you for 2 weeks ago. Thank you for last week.
Thank you.
And then thank you for coming back today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I hope you're also dealing with your stress level.
I'm dealing with my stress level, Mommy. I'm dealing every way, every now and then is an opportunity for me. And the joy of it is that I get to apply the things that I am teaching viewers to apply to myself.
That's good.
Because if what you know, you need to apply that wisdom to yourself. If you don't apply the knowledge, then there's no wisdom. So I hope that you're all listening to us. And Mommy, I can see your face is looking so refreshed. Considering the fact that you've gone to Cape Coast and back.
And if I tell you what happened to me, I went to Cape Coast Thursday, Friday. We came back Saturday dawn. Yes, Saturday dawn. You know when we arrived around 1:30.
Wow.
Instead of going to sleep, I could hear you talking and telling me, I could hear stress. But there was nothing I could do about it.
Wow.
I needed to go for an all-night.
Wow.
Mayborns all night.
Wow.
I went for the Mayborns all night.
I see.
Came back. Oh my God.
Wow. Wow.
Then I had to go for a wedding.
Eish.
After the wedding, went for Royal Ladies meeting.
Eish.
Then me, myself, I began to rebuke myself.
Wow.
You have no idea. Today, I wanted to go to Shiloh before coming.
Wow.
Then I knew that, Charlie, I was hearing your voice.
You were getting the stress.
Nobody asked me to forget. And then be in bed for a while.
Wow.
And prepare to come here this
Wow.
evening.
Wow.
So I think that when it comes to stress, each one of us, we need to be reminding ourselves
That's right.
every day,
Exactly.
every day,
Exactly.
on how to deal with our stress.
Yes.
But Reverend David, another thing I want us to talk about is education and stress. I don't know what is happening. I'm not sure if it was in our days. And, you know, a few people went through it. But currently, I'm handling a lot of students who have suicidal thoughts. A lot and a lot and a lot. Who are hearing voices. Take these medications and die. Go upstairs, jump over the, you know, what is happening? Is it because there's too much, students are too stressed these days? What is happening?
There is a multiple of factors, Mommy. You see, in your time, the society sees the upbringing of a child as, it's not an individual, it's not just a parent.
Okay.
I mean, everybody played a role.
Okay, yeah.
So it was like a community sort of a thing. I mean, your aunties, your uncles will always chip in. Somebody's here is trying to shape you, and so on and so forth. But in our dispensation, it's not like that. That communal thing is not there. So when a child is going through issues, who is he going to talk to? If the mother is being, you know, we have different parenting style.
Yeah.
So we have authoritarian, we have authoritative, and then we have the laissez-faire. Now, the authoritative is the one that gives a child the opportunity to voice out
Okay.
when they have issues,
Okay.
when they are not happy about something, when they don't like the meal that is cooked. Now, so the upbringing kicks in here.
Okay.
So the child who feels who the father or the parents are very authoritarian. Now, that style of parenting, what I say is what you do.
Yeah.
You don't have a right.
Yeah.
You must sleep at this time. You
Yeah.
must eat this.
Yeah.
This is what is available. You cannot have this. Now, when you compare the two, the children that come from the authoritarian style of parenting, there are a lot of bottled up emotions. So emotions they cannot voice out.
Okay.
Now, in this case, the child harbors so much of emotions in them.
Okay.
And if you're not lucky and the child is the melancholy type, because
Then-
temperament is also going to
Yeah,
play in there.
yeah.
I mean, the child grows up feeling all these things. I mean, for example, a child who wants to do art, general art.
Okay.
He's good with drawings.
Okay.
The father says, no,
No,
you must
go and
be a
do
lawyer
science.
or go and do science.
You must be a doctor.
You must be a doctor. The child says, no, daddy, I can't. And now, so what would the child do? The child would go to school. He will intentionally fail the courses.
Okay.
No attention because his passion is not there.
Okay.
Everything that is being taught is like is stress for him. Now he goes to the class and everything is stress. Now these things build up, and the next thing he wants to do is that I want to punish my parents.
Wow.
So if I want to punish my parents, either I will commit suicide,
Okay.
or I will not go to dining and eat the food that is being served there.
Okay.
I will not attend lectures.
Wow.
You become truant. Anytime such a child is happy when the child are called, when the child misbehaves, and they have to discipline her, they create problems for the parents.
Wow.
So the thing now becomes, I am fighting my parents. I want to do something to hurt them. I want to do something to cause them pain. Now, until such a child now gets a psychologist to interview and to get to know why they're having these kind of suicidal thoughts and tendencies, you will never know.
Wow.
So the style of parenting,
Okay.
pent up emotions, the desire to pay their children, their parents back.
That's right.
Now, some also has to do with peer pressure.
Okay.
Now, the kind of pressures that they are going through. You get to a school where your colleagues are having gadgets,
Wow.
they're having iPhones, they're having iPads,
Having cars.
having cars, driving. In those days, those things do not happen.
Okay.
But now you have even money. So the child comes and see, this child has come to school and has every other thing. Now, it is rather unfortunate that the child feels pressured. But in my days, when I was going to a day school, we didn't have it all, everything perfect. So what did I do? I have friends who had everything, who had sardines, who had everything. I mean, and I was so intelligent in class. I would help them do their work and stuff.
And
then I chanced on some of their meals and stuff. And life was okay. But these days, some of the children want to own the things themselves.
And this is what is adding to the stress.
It's adding to the stress. Because they also want to feel they belong. See, wherever you are coming from, number one, accept who you are.
I like that.
Accept whose you are.
I like that.
If where you're coming from is a humble home, please accept that this is the life that I have for now. Your tomorrow will change. Your tomorrow will turn around. And once you are able to accept where you are coming from and whose you are, in fact, nothing matters. Because what you're focused on is to take opportunity that your parents have given to you. If it is school, go to your school, do your learning, pass your exams. Wow. Don't allow the other students to mount pressure on you. Because if you allow that pressure to come on you, chances are that, number one, you feel that, hey, your parents do not love you. Because when you see the kind of, items your other colleagues are carrying, you don't have it. Yeah. You might think, isn't that my parents do not love me that much? Yeah. I mean, they hate me that much. They've brought me to do school. They'll even visit me once in a term. My darling, if they visit you once in a term,
or they don't even come at all.
Or they don't even come at all. Praise God. You have been given an opportunity to make something better out of your life. And when you see it that way, you appreciate life from that point of view. You take advantage of every opportunity that has been given to you. Another area that also puts stress on children in these days has to do with the school of choice.
I like what you're talking about. Whilst we are talking, I think that I would have to come with some students or some people that have gone through it and how they've been able to deal with their stress level. Now I'm thinking of coming on with Emanuela.
Okay.
Emanuela goes to Wesley Girls.
That's right.
She only knew she was intelligent. The school she went to encouraged her to choose Wesley Girls because she was intelligent. Nobody in her house, I don't even know if they've ever been to the secondary school.
I see.
Now here she was going to secondary school for the first time. And no mean school like Wesley Girls.
That's right.
Nobody in her house cared to take her to school.
Wow.
She had to ask where she can take Cape Coast car.
Wow.
So she comes to Carnation here, pick straw. She didn't have a trunk.
Wow.
She didn't have troubles.
Wow.
She didn't have groceries.
Wow.
What we would call provisions. She didn't have all. All she had was Ghana must go.
Wow.
Got to Carnation, picked Cape Coast car. Told the driver, I'm going to Wesley Girls. Got down at the junction.
Wow.
At the junction, that's where she bought her gari. And bought, did she even buy pepper? No, she didn't buy shit.
Wow.
Just gari.
Wow.
She said she gets to school. Hey, Wesley Girls.
That's right.
People had come with their parents.
Hey, suitcases.
Suitcases.
Designer.
Different cars parked.
That's right.
First day in school. She went to sit somewhere. She just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So she was sitting down when one senior came and said, why are you sitting down? Is today your first day in school? She said, yes. Have you registered? She didn't even know what registration was. So it was the senior that told her, go this way. go that way, go and register, go.
Yeah.
Now the senior came and said, where's your trunk and chobos? This is all I brought.
Wow. Wow.
So the senior said, you know what? These rich kids, they bring a lot of provisions, a lot of groceries, and they don't have enough space. So you can sell your space, your locker.
Wow.
So she sold her locker.
That's a smart one.
And that's how she was able to feed herself in school.
That's right.
So she sold her locker throughout.
Wow.
Is it 3 years or 4 years in those days?
Wow.
Today she's done with Legon,
Exactly.
first degree. Today she has a second degree. So I think that we need to bring some of these people who have gone through it just to come and share their story.
That's right.
So that the other ones that are up and coming and they are so stressed up because of the lifestyle in school, will know that, listen, you are not alone.
That's right.
There are others who've gone through it.
Exactly.
And this is the way they were able to handle it.
Yeah.
So my time will also come.
Exactly.
I will go through it. Things will be okay with me. I would enter into the university. I'll come out of the university. I'll get a job.
It's true.
And I'll be fine.
It's very, very true. I mean, Mommy, people, if the young people would see every opportunity that they have today as an opportunity they can leverage on. When I was choosing to go to SS, my parents wanted me to be in Accra.
Okay.
And I said, no, I don't want to be in Accra.
You don't want to be in Accra?
I said, I don't want to be Dada Ba, I don't want to be Mama Ba.
Okay.
And they asked me, why did I choose at this school? I said, I want a school that will make me tough.
I like that.
A school that will make me hard. A school that will make me independent,
I like
not
that.
depending on my parents. They asked me, how many times do I want them to visit? I said, once a month or once a term is even okay for me.
Wow.
And I really wanted to go through that experience where I am independent and doing things on my own. As young as I was at that age. You know, and so when we start teaching our children how to be independent, some of these things, because right at the teens level, it's being taught them, it's being pushed down into their head how to become independent. So you look at these things, instead of rather reacting negatively to it, you are well armed and you become rather independent and take advantage of the situations in which you find yourself. It's very, very, very key.
You are going to talk about the other side of stress and education.
Yes.
The choosing of subjects and schools and courses.
Exactly. I mean, these days it's become very, very technical. I mean, you see a child who has passed very well, but the parents have no clue how to choose the schools for them. And the courses that each school offers. There are some schools that are great. There are some schools that will do arts, will not do this. And parents need to know. And thank God for Royal House Chapel that we have teachers that come to help the kids, the teens up and let them know which course they can choose with the grades that they have, or the parents themselves should know even the grades, the performance of the children. I mean, some parents do not know.
Wow.
They can't even tell what the grade of the child is. So when the child says, oh, I'm going to choose Wesley Girls, meanwhile, you know that your child
grades
cannot take you there. So the child gets frustrated. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, all his colleagues have gone to school, and yet he's at home. Why? Because he did not make the right choice, of school. And now it's even become more competitive when it is the computer that is going to choose you. So you have even passed well, and yet you're going to be placed in another school somewhere in the Volta region.
Okay.
But you see, there's always a blessing. Apostle Jonah will say, blessings come in disguised form.
I like that.
I remember 2 years ago, I was watching Brilliant Science and Maths Quiz.
Okay.
Now, one of the contestants is coming from the Volta region, I think Keta or so. Now, apparently, she wanted to go to Wesley Girls.
Okay.
But the computer did not pick her. And so she was thrown to go to the Volta region. The parents wanted to change, but the child said, Mommy, it's okay. If I have this, it's okay. It is not the school that matters. It is what is inside of me.
Wow.
Mommy, could you believe that year at the Brilliant Science and Maths quiz, Keta Secondary School qualified for the first time
Wow.
to the finals of the Brilliant Science and Maths quiz?
Because of that girl.
Because of that girl. And their team was a solid team. Even though that year they did not win, there was somebody who was watching the program.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently she was a Harvard, I don't know if she has a link with Harvard University. So after the performance, she decided to take interest in the girl.
Wow.
As I talk to you now, Mommy, the girl is in Harvard with her grades from Keta SHS. She has a place in Harvard School, to the glory of God. She took advantage of it because she knew who she was.
She refused to be
She
stressed.
refused to be stressed.
She dealt with her
She
stress.
dealt with it. He said, listen, even though Keta might not have all the amenities, all the cloud, I am ready to go through because I know what I have. I know I can still make a mark. And she had made a mark. And this is someone whose story must challenge you and motivate you. Sometimes God will direct you to a place. It will seem very uncomfortable. But in the midst of that thing lies your miracle. In the midst of that uncomfortability lies your testimony.
Wow.
Like Joseph, who found himself in Egypt as a prisoner. Unknown to him, he dealt with his stress. He did not curse God, even though he knew that it was going to become great because God had showed him already in his dreams.
Wow.
He kept his vision, kept his dream, managed his stress, all the things he went through in Egypt,
Wow.
and became the prime minister in Egypt.
So you see, sometimes God places us in certain situations for a reason,
For a purpose.
for a purpose.
Yes.
Sometimes for our future.
Future.
My darling, I believe in top schools. I mean, I definitely believe in top schools. I believe in giving to our children the best. And I believe in the child going to the best when the child actually deserves it and qualifies for it. But sometimes, as parents, let's allow God.
Yes.
Maybe God is pushing the child to a particular school for a reason. I have two testimonies, Reverend
Wow.
David.
Share it, Mommy.
The first one was a lady I know very well. I know the parents very well. The mom and I were actually mates
Okay.
in St. Mary's.
Wow.
Her dream and her dream school was Wesley Girls.
Wow.
All through growing up, the school she wanted to go to was Wesley Girls.
Wow.
Now she writes the BC and the computer picks her
Wow.
for Brie Girls.
Wow.
For 3 days, this girl would not eat.
Come on now.
God has disappointed her. She had prayed. And why did God not let the computer pick her for Wesley Girls?
Wow.
And she did very well.
Wow.
After not eating for 3 days, her mom said, you know what? God doesn't make a mistake.
That's right.
You wanted to be in Wesley Girls, but the computer picked you for Abri Girls. I believe that it's God at work.
That's right.
So put yourself together, go to Abri Girls, and let's see what the future holds for you.
That's right.
She finally stops crying. And I've handled a lot of children like that. That's why I'm sharing this testimony.
That's right.
A lot of children even become suicidal
That's right.
because they don't get the school of their choice. Last year, one parent brought me one child that she didn't get a particular school. She was committing suicide. And she wasn't going to go to any school. So eventually, this girl went to Abri Girls.
Wow.
Just before she entered into Abri Girls, lost her dad.
Wow.
First year in Abri Girls, lost her mom.
Wow. Wow.
So she was an orphan. There in Abri Girls, she made friends with a particular and a certain girl.
Okay. It's getting interesting.
They were studying together, eating together, blah, blah, blah. So this friend, you know, knew the testimony, the story of her friend.
Okay.
That her friend had lost both parents. So went home, tells her parents
Okay.
that, you know, my friend, you know, every time you come to visit me,
That's right.
you know, she comes out to also say hello and blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah. She's lost. Her friend's dad decided, then there was no free SHS.
That's right.
So her friend's dad paid her fees.
Wow. Wow.
Anytime the girl was coming to school and they gave her groceries, provisions, they gave her
A portion too.
to her friend. If they needed to buy new school uniforms, they would buy some for her.
Wow.
New shoes, they would buy some for her. New nightgown, they would buy some for her.
Wow.
If she had gone to Wesley Girls, she wouldn't have met this girl.
That's right.
Eventually, they all passed, both of them, passed the WASI.
Yeah.
They both went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Wow.
Both did engineering.
Wow.
The parents paid for her fees.
Wow. Amazing.
I don't know where the icing comes in, but I think there are so many icings on the cake.
Okay.
Now, my friend's daughter's friend, her parents took interest in this girl.
Okay.
Not just in this girl,
Wow.
but also in her siblings.
Wow.
She had 5 siblings.
Sure. That's a lot. Wow.
Her friend's dad rented a house for them,
Wow.
a 4-bedroom house.
Wow.
Every month will supply them with food items.
Come on now.
I mean, utility bills, everything was on this man.
Come on now.
Paid the school fees of the other siblings.
Wow.
The first one was out of school. She was out of university at the time.
Okay.
This man bought her a car
Come on now.
to be able to be taking the younger siblings to school. Guess what? Now they finished tech. They both apply for a school outside the country. The man pays for both of them.
Wow. No, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing.
I won't be surprised if she's listening to me. She's outside the country.
This is amazing.
She came down, got married, and went back.
Wow.
And guess who brought her in?
Wow. The man.
The man.
As a father. Come on now.
My darling, sometimes certain things might look unpleasant. It might look like God has disappointed you. It might look like, but at the end of the day, it might be a blessing.
That's true.
My second testimony is myself.
Wow.
Where I went to St. Mary's Secondary School, my results didn't come out the way I expected it.
That's right.
At the time, I thought God had disappointed me. I wanted a place to rewrite, we call it Second World War.
That's right.
Write my exams again. I looked at myself. St. Mary's, I became a day student.
That's right.
And I knew that if I was in the boarding school, I might not have failed my exams.
That's right.
So if I needed to write it again, then I needed a boarding school. I never got any boarding school in Accra
Wow.
to rewrite.
That's right.
Eventually, a family friend of my parents said, oh, we can take you to a school in Angloga, Zion Secondary School.
That's right.
Reverend David, I had never heard
Of the school.
of Anglogan before, let alone Zion
Zion
Secondary
Secondary.
School. But I wasn't born again at the time. I was only religious. But little did I know
That's right.
that was going to be the school where my destiny
Wow.
was going to unfold.
That's right.
That was the school that I came out with very good grace.
That's right.
It was the school that I met my husband.
That's right.
It was the school that brought me Christ.
That's right.
And gave me salvation.
That's right.
And I haven't regretted ever going back to that school.
Exactly.
And that is why last year on my 60th birthday, I had to go back. I feel like I belong there.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating, but I feel like I belong there. Because if I hadn't been in that school,
That's right.
I don't know what my future would have been like today.
Exactly.
My darling, you are stressing yourself with things that maybe, for all you know, God is working things out.
That's right.
The issues you are going through, we'll talk about stress and marriage, but the issues you are going through in your marriage, the divorce, and the what, maybe for all we know, God has a hand in it to give you a story, make you a better person, maybe give you a job out of it.
That's right.
I believe that I'm doing the things I am doing currently because of what God took me through.
Yep.
If God didn't take me through, maybe I won't be sitting here being a marriage coach.
That's right.
On that note, we will go for a short commercial break and we'll be back.
Something will happen to you tonight. I see heaven open over you. Shaya! Tonight you have an encounter with destiny. Cape Coast University, get ready. There is an invasion of the glory. We'll lift up the horn of salvation tonight. We'll lift up our faith tonight. That thou, oh God, by the time you are done with us tonight, this campus will never be the same again.
It was at a school program like this that my destiny was aligned. Don't joke with this encounter with the oil. In a setting like this, I heard a voice. And I want you to know, listen carefully, that in this gathering, God is about to choose what you must be tomorrow.
You can never move to the next level of your life until you have an encounter with the prophetic destiny. David had a...
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, we are still handling stress. Last week, we handled, last 2 weeks, we handled stress. Last week, we did stress. And today, we are also looking at the different scenarios and situations and with stress or stress levels. We've looked at gender and stress. We've looked at education and stress. But it looks like the education and stress, I don't know. We might have so many things. Parents, parenting, money and stress, singleness and stress, marriage and stress, single motherhood and stress, single fatherhood and stress. But with the kind of things I am dealing with currently, when it comes to the students, Reverend David,
Yes.
I want us to go back to education and stress. There was one aspect I want us to talk about, that is parents enforcing their children into certain areas they can do.
That's right.
For instance, we spoke about it, but
Yes.
I want us to talk about it more.
Okay.
The child wants to do arts.
That's right.
The father wants him or her to do science, biomeans. We'll come to it. But now, pressure in school.
That's right.
I don't know what is happening now. But during our time, and I know it happens in the girls' schools a lot. I don't know if it also happens in the boys' school. In St. Mary's during our time, well, we all wore our white school uniform. By Reverend David. Aside the white school uniform, we are wearing white school uniform.
That's right.
But you can see from the sandals, from the belt, unfortunately, you see I like a lot of belts.
I see, pa.
I used to use belt from Form 1 to Form 5.
Wow.
So I've become a belt person, black belt.
Wow.
And you can tell those who went to Katamanto
That's right.
to buy their belt.
That's right.
And you can tell those who traveled to UK and America on summer holidays.
That's right.
And brought their belts.
That's right.
Aside that, the groceries, you can see those who only brought Gary to school.
That's right.
Gary, peanuts, granuts, Piccadilly, Shemima. For our international audience, Shemima is juice, orange juice or apple juice, and it's
concentrated.
Concentrated.
So you mix it up.
So you mix it up with a lot of water. That's what we used to take to school. And you can tell those who traveled and they are coming back with cornflakes. Now I look at cornflakes and I said, oh my God. I went to children's camp, Royal House Children's Camp. Asked them, how many people have never seen cornflakes? Reverend David, about 90% of the children said they had never eaten cornflakes, never eaten any kind of cereal.
Wow.
So the following year, when I traveled, I bought a lot.
Wow.
And I served the children. One child came to me. So, Mama Rita, is this what the rich children eat?
Wow.
Is that what they eat for
breakfast?
For breakfast? I say yes. He said, I like it, but I like my cocoa too.
Wow.
I asked, how many people have never seen, not eaten, have never seen pizza?
Wow.
Reverend David, that day I cried. Then I hadn't started Shiloh. So we're meeting at Achimota School. I had to sing to town to buy pizza for the children.
Wow.
Come and see them eating with joy.
Exactly.
I said the kind of things we underrate.
Yeah.
So I want us to talk about the pressure.
That's right.
In those days in St. Mary's, we used to wear the school uniform throughout the week. After school, we wore house dresses, that is check.
That's right.
By your year.
Yeah.
You can tell in St. Mary's in those days,
The colors.
you can tell the colors by the year.
That's right.
Form 1s will wear purple. Form 2s will wear pink. Form 2s will wear green.
Okay.
Form 4s will wear yellow.
Okay.
So we can always tell the color by the year you completed
That's
school.
right.
And that is what we wore.
Okay.
Sundays, we will wear the church cloth.
Okay.
But where the issue was Friday entertainment.
That's right.
Friday entertainment, we wore our own dresses.
That's right.
Mufti.
That's right.
And some parents, this one is not like somebody told me. One Sunday visiting day,
That's right.
a parent brought about 10 dresses.
Come on now.
She had bought for her daughter when she came back from America. For the daughter to choose which one she wanted to wear for the term.
That's right.
We were allowed 2, but the child chose 4. And you can imagine those of us who were not traveling,
That's right.
those of us that our parents had had accidents and we had moved from grace to grass, staring
That's right.
and seeing how lucky this girl was, and asking ourselves, when would our stories change? What sin did we commit?
That's right.
For our fathers to have accidents before we went to secondary school.
That's right.
I want us to talk about this kind of stress.
So this kind of stress is very, very real. And the parents must number one, know the kind of school they are taking
I like
their
that.
children to.
I like that.
You have to count the cost. Now, if the cost, you cannot bear it, you have to do, either you play a psychology on your child, sit your child down, have a pep talk with the child. Now, however, like I said, the parents must know the school they are going so that they can be able to provide adequately. Because if you don't provide adequately for that child will feel timid. The child will have a low self-esteem. And the child feels that he or she is not loved. And it's this one is no fault of the child. Because the child will feel left out. The child will withdraw back, will coil inside. And entertainment is meant for you to develop your talent, to mingle, to network with people. So it is not just entertainment, but they're going to network with people. They're going to form teams. How can they come out of their shell? And a lot of the ladies, unfortunately, because their parents did not provide for them, will coil inside. They'll always be somewhere. And you see it playing in their adult life. When they've gone for parties in the office, you see one person always in the corner. Pay me 1 cent. It's like everything that is going on is so strange to them. It is coming from some of these things. So parents, you must know the school they are going to. You must know the prospectus. Make sure you provide for them. I'm not saying go to a boutique and buy it. Nowadays, we have bend down boutique. Is there? Go and make a good choice for your child. At least let your child know that you're doing your best to provide for them. And then also have a pep talk with them. After you've given what you have given, have a pep talk with them. That, listen, this is what I can provide to your best. So, for example, if you take your child to an international school, now, one of the things that is going to happen is that the children, they travel. They travel. So, mommy and daddy, save some money. The money that you would have spent on yourself, save it for them. When they are going on some of the camp trips, sponsor them. It might not be regular like the other children do, but at least if in a 2 terms they can even go once, or in 2 years, or once a year or so, it builds because when they go for such camps, they're going to network. It builds their confidence. They feel they are the school, they are part of the school. Now, if you don't do these things for them, they want to find ways and means to get some of the things. So like you're saying, the belts, the clothes that they're not getting. I know students in University of Ghana. In our days, the girls there, they go outside and they prostitute, professional prostitute. Some of them, they will not even come to lectures. You call them, I am in essay. Meanwhile, the parents know that they are in school. Meanwhile, there will be some sugar daddies somewhere sessioning themselves. Because after those sessions, when they come, they can afford the clothes. Because Volta Hall is cream de la cream. If you don't belong, you are not there. So,
Reverend David, I know girls that have cars on campus, yet their parents are hungry at home. When school vacates, they leave their cars in school.
That's true.
Or will park in a friend's house and go home.
That's true, mommy. Very, very true.
Because their parents do not know the kind of lifestyle they are living in school.
Exactly.
My darling, I want you to listen to me carefully. I believe, like I said, I believe in top schools. I went to very good schools all through my life, except for when I had to rewrite my exams. So I know what it means to go to a grade A school. But then, if you can't afford it, there are other good schools that are not there. If you know you don't have it, and you don't also have a tete-a-tete talk with your child, build her confidence up at home. Let her know that today you don't have. Tomorrow when you have it, you provide for her. If you don't, and she goes to school, and she sees the clothes of people, sees the shoes of people, sees their groceries, their provisions, I'm telling you, you end up making the child become a thief in school. People were such thieves in school.
Yeah.
And I believe that it's because of some of these things. Number two, you kill the confidence of your child. They become timid. Sometimes, it even affects the academic work. Because they see what others are doing, and they ask themselves, what is happening to me? If you know you can't afford it, you must know the kind of schools to choose for your children. Number two, why would you take your child to an international school where you know that every summer holidays, they all travel out? They are going to UK, they are going to America. I mean, you must know what you are going in for. Don't put your child in any case. If you want your child to be there because of the education, educational level and whatever, then Reverend David is saying, save. Save. I belong to a family, Reverend David, that when we were children, when we meet for homecoming, Christmas, Easter.
That's right.
All my cousins are talking about the shops they went to during the holidays. They went to Harrods, they went to... And I used to ask myself, so when? What is happening?
That's right.
But with me, what helped me was, I am naturally a confident person.
That's right.
Number two, I believe my temperament also helped me.
Exactly.
My sister wasn't like that. And I could see my sister getting timid by the day because she looked at her cousins, looked at us.
That's right.
Unfortunately, my father had the accident.
That's right.
We had lost everything. What to even eat was a problem.
That's right.
Let alone what to wear and thinking about traveling to UK and America.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
so if you know that you are not there yet, don't worry your child by taking them to such schools. You would worry them.
That's right.
You would worry them. Reverend David, I don't know what else you would want to add.
I was.
And after Zion Secondary School,
That's right.
I found myself today in the school you called Accra Technical University.
That's right.
During our time, it was called Accra Polytechnic.
That's right.
Reverend David, the ladies in the school, the catering students, the secretarial students, when they are coming to school, their shoes, pencil heel like this, 3 inches.
Wow.
The uniform, we used to wear uniform.
Okay.
But you see that your uniforms had levels.
That's right.
You can see their cars. Students.
That's right.
Park their cars.
Yeah.
Come for lectures.
Yeah.
You know what I used to wear to school in those days?
Help me.
You know what is called Afromosis?
Yes.
Tell our international viewers what Afromosis was.
So that's rubber tie.
Rubber tie.
You know, the
rubber shoes.
Rubber shoes.
Rubber sandals.
That's right.
That is what I used to wear to school. But like I said, some way, somehow, I think my mom, I don't know, But I've always been a confident girl.
Okay.
Even in my poverty, I was confident.
That's right.
When I didn't have, I was confident.
You're born with it.
I was born with it. When I failed my exam, I was confident. Even when I'm making mistake, I'm making mistake with confidence.
Oh my goodness.
So these things didn't affect me.
That's right.
I wore my rubber shoes. I didn't look at their uniforms.
That's right.
But yet, I became SRC president.
That's right.
But I could see other people that looked at others and out of what they were seeing, were forced to also go for boyfriends their fathers' ages.
That's right.
Boyfriends who were capable of being their grandfathers and their uncles.
That's right.
Just to meet up with the Joneses.
That's right.
So I think that as parents, especially as mothers, before our children go to school, we have to talk to them.
Yes.
Let them know what they are going in for.
Yeah.
You must know the kind of school your child is going to, and let your child know with this kind of school, this is what happens.
Yes.
Don't go and join them. Cut your coat according to your size. Tomorrow, things might change, and you'll be better than these other children.
I was going to add, Mommy, if you're a parent, you're taking your children to international schools because you want the best education
want the best
for them.
for your children.
So I said save for them, at least, if they cannot do it regularly, once in every year or something.
Once in every year is too much. You let's say once every 3 years.
Once every 3 years. Now, the other thing you can also do is that now we have very, nice tourist sites here in Ghana. You can let your children also have that experience of sitting in a plane.
I like that.
Travel to the north.
Take a plane from Accra to Takrady.
To Takrady.
Accra to Cape
exactly.
Kofodia.
Kofodia.
No, Kofodia, there's no plane.
Sunyani has
Kumasi. Let them have that feeling, encounter that they too.
Exactly.
They've sat in an aeroplane before.
Exactly.
Build the confidence. And this is one thing I did for my children.
Yes.
At the time, I believe my parents took me to very good schools. I went to St. Teresa's in those days and then to St. Mary's. So I said the best I can do for my children was to take them to top schools.
That's right.
So my husband and I didn't have. We tried and we took them to Richard in those days.
Okay.
Hey, I said Richard. Morning Star in those days.
Yeah.
When they started, we didn't have the money. You know where I used to buy the shoes and socks for my children? Bend Down Boutique.
That's right.
I used to go there early morning.
Exactly.
Buy it, wash it.
Yep.
Buy them school bags from there.
Exactly.
And then I'll talk to them. Today we don't have.
Yes.
So wear it.
Yes.
Learn hard. Tomorrow things will be okay for us.
Yes.
Daddy and I are working very hard.
Exactly.
Be praying for us.
Exactly.
We also worked hard.
Exactly. Exactly.
Found myself in the bank.
Yep.
When I started working in the bank, their shoes changed.
That's right.
Their socks changed.
That's right.
Their shoe bags changed. Then God bless me. Traveled for the first time.
That's
oh
right.
my God. Reverend David.
You shocked.
When I came back, my children knew I had traveled.
Exactly.
I didn't buy anything for myself. My husband will tell you.
Yeah.
Everything I bought was for my children.
That's right.
I mean, I changed their level.
That's right.
Their friends knew
That's
that
right.
their mother had traveled.
That's right.
All the things that they had never eaten or tasted before, I bought them.
That's right.
In those days, oh, I wish my children were here. Oh, this drink in the park. Oh my God. Bought it in London.
Wow.
Pardon?
We'll get it.
I'll get it.
But Mommy, I love what you did. You said you sat down with your children.
Yes.
You explained things
I
to them.
explained.
This is where we are.
Yes.
And that is one good thing to handle the stress of the children. Parents must be open.
Please be
to let
open
your
with your children.
know. Yes.
Let them know that this is the job I'm doing.
Yes.
This is my salary.
Yes.
I am a single mother.
Yes.
I am a single father.
Yes.
I am the only one working. Mommy is not working.
Yes.
Mommy is looking for a job.
Yes.
That is, I'm telling you,
Yes.
children are very sympathetic towards their parents.
Exactly.
Don't try to be what you are not to your children.
Yes. Yes.
Let them understand.
Yes.
Even if you have to, they are in an international school or a top school or whatever, and you have to take public transport with them to school, let them understand. Tell them, don't feel embarrassed. When your friends see it, don't feel embarrassed. Every day is not the same. Tomorrow things might change, you know. And that is what I did with my...
Sometimes, when I'm going to drop my children, I will intentionally tell them the car has broken down. Let's pick taxi. Then I'll see my first daughter. Oh, Daddy, I said, nah, taxi.
Yes.
The car has broken down.
Yes.
What can we do?
Yes.
I intentionally would do
Good.
it to side them. That sometimes you might not have it all rosy. Now, in a situation when we have it this way, this is what you need to put up. Don't be intimidated.
Don't be intimidated.
Don't let the other children let you feel you are lesser because you're coming in a taxi. No. So build their confidence and you try them on these things, small, small, small. So by the time you realize they have become complete and solid and nothing can break them in, because the other children will always want to make them feel intimidated.
Yes.
Oh, today you came in the taxi. Ah, that taxi. You came in an Uber, little small Uber. But
You
hey,
came in trotro.
trotro. We saw when the kids are sitting in trotro, they'll be hiding.
Yes.
I remember sometime coming to church, we picked trotro. I intentionally did it with them because I want them to know this is trotro.
That
This
is
is the
it.
station. Because even if you have the money,
You may never know
you may
tomorrow.
never know tomorrow. So you have to let them see the other side of
Yeah.
life. Intentionally play into
Yeah.
them so that they appreciate it, and then they also appreciate other children that
Yeah.
are going through what they are going
Yeah.
through, so that they don't look down on
Yeah.
them. And I love what you do with the kayaye when we
Yeah.
have them come around,
Yeah.
and I see the kids around and serving these
Serving the
less privileged
yeah.
people. It makes you appreciate
Yeah.
life on the
They
other
must
side
see the other side of
life. Because if
They
not,
must see the other
the
side
day
of
the
life.
situation changes,
Yeah.
you can't handle your
Yeah.
children in the house.
So, Reverend David, like I'm saying, when I traveled,
Yeah.
I bought those days, and there was no Milo drink.
Okay.
The one in the can.
pack. Okay, in
there
the
was,
can.
There was none in Ghana.
That's right.
And then I bought hula hoop.
Hula
Do you
hoop.
know hoop? Hula hoop.
I don't know.
Bought them Kit Kats.
Wow.
They got to Morning Star, and they were the best.
Oh my goodness.
Papa had amoberries. Immediately, we drop him in school.
Wow.
You see people waiting for him at the
Wow.
gate
Wow.
because they know he's coming with Milo drink.
That's right.
And according to him, break time. Oh, those days we didn't know gems.
Wow.
There was no gems in
Wow.
those days.
Wow.
He sips small. This friend will sip
sip
small.
small.
This friend, I mean, the can goes round.
Oh my goodness.
And you build the confidence of the child.
That's right.
If you don't have it, and the child has to go to school with bread and fried fish, let him or her not be ashamed.
That's right. Coco and Kose.
My darling,
Yeah.
we are talking about education
Yes.
and stress. The kind of things that happen to our children.
Yeah.
And if you are there and you are also at the top there, teach your children not to laugh at the underprivileged.
I like
Because somebody came to school in a public car, because somebody came to school in a taxi, because somebody brought in GIS. The children could tell. Now, it wasn't about who has traveled,
Okay.
Reverend David. It's about the class you sat in.
Satin. Eish. Pressure.
Pressure. They are prom. You know prom.
Yes, I know prom.
Parents fly their children out just to shop for prom.
Wow. The
My
gowns,
darling,
the suits.
if you are there, tell your children not to laugh at the people down there.
That's right.
Let them have a heart for the poor.
Yeah.
That's one thing I taught my children,
That's right.
that I am forever grateful.
That's right.
My children will come home with case of the poor.
That's right.
Kids that came to church dirty. I remember David, who today is married and is in London.
That's right.
David, I salute you.
Yeah.
But I salute my friend, my son, Papa.
That's right. Great
David's mother used to sell tea. At a rival hall.
That's right.
You see David used to look dirty and will come to church.
That's right.
Papa will bring him home. Will sit at table with him,
That's
eat.
right. That's right.
Give him clothes and give him biscuits and things like that to take home.
That's right.
And yet, the Sunday school teachers, these days we don't have those kind of teachers again.
Yeah.
In those days,
They've all left.
will look down upon David.
That's right.
Children's Day will choose the parents, the children of the rich parents,
That's right.
for them to perform. People like David Dems will not do anything. Guess what?
Tell me, mommy.
After BECE, or no, after secondary school,
Okay.
David now meets the father.
Wow.
Apparently, David's father was well-to-do.
Wow. Wow.
Now, David started coming to church with different cars.
Wow.
And people said he had gone to do
Sakawa.
What they didn't know,
Yeah.
that all the days are not equal.
Exactly.
Things change.
Yeah.
Today, David is married.
That's right.
And is in London
That's right.
with a wife
That's
and
right.
children.
That's right.
My darling, don't look down upon anybody.
That's right.
Don't add to somebody's stress.
Yes.
Tomorrow, the story will be different.
That's right.
And you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
David, you should see us, me and my siblings, when everything was okay. And my father was traveling to Switzerland, to Holland, to where?
Yeah.
And buying us toys. And you could see us when my father had the accident and we lost everything.
That's right.
Reverend David, when life turns against you,
That's right.
take good care of people.
Yeah.
We will go to Ask Mama Rita, and then whilst we are doing Ask Mama Rita, I'll still be chipping in
That's right.
with my questions.
That's right.
My co-host
Yes, mommy.
is back from Cape Coast.
Miss me, I am here.
Oh,
I am
we
here,
missed
I
you
am
2
here,
weeks.
I am here.
2 weeks, we
Shiva,
missed you.
Shiva.
It's been very, very educative and enlightening. Onismos Tete, thank you so much for stepping in. The feedback we've received, they love you and they want us to have double calls.
Yes.
But relax, Kaka.
You should relax.
Relax, Kaka.
I was almost
don't
going
give
to
me
do him
stress. Don't give me stress.
assistant coach.
They shouldn't give you stress.
I
Don't
like
give me
that.
stress. So keep your comments, questions coming through, +233 200 515253. This is Family Life Series. We are live on Facebook, Sam Crunchy Ankara, live on Facebook, Mama Rita K. We are also live on YouTube, Powerline TV, and of course, all those watching us across the West African region on the Powerline TV digital channel. Please get a conversation going with the hashtag AskMamaRita, AskMamarita. You can also add the hashtag Mental Health Powerline TV, and we'll definitely address all your concerns. Mommy, the first one is quite an interesting one, and it connects to the very last point of discussion on education and the young ones. But this even goes further down the age bracket. Says, please, mommy, my son of 7 years has started complaining about school and cries a lot in the mornings. He complains about too much classwork and homework.
Hey.
He was a very jovial and hyper kid, but no more. I am getting worried.
Reverend David, I think it's something very, very worrying to even us as parents. You know, at the time I was going to school, I think classes started by 8.
Okay.
We left home by 7.
Yeah.
By 7:45, I can't really remember whether it started at 7:30 or 8, but at least we got school before classes. We closed 12:30 on the dot.
That's right.
By 1:30, we are at home. We had time to do our homework.
Yes.
We had time to play. We had time to help my mom in the kitchen. I mean, we did all that.
Yeah.
The only time we stayed up to 2 p.m. in school was when we did extra
Classes.
school, not
Extra,
classes,
extracurricular.
where we had Boy Scout, we had Girls Guide, we had Red Cross,
That's right.
we had the drama, we had the
Choir.
choir. I mean, those things.
Basketry, weaving,
Yes.
and those ones. Yes.
Basketball and those things. You chose what you wanted to, you know. So, weekends, we came home and we went overloaded. So we had time. Sometimes I feel like a failed mother because I didn't have that time to train my girls in the kitchen
Okay.
like my mom did to me.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they close school at 4. They will get home about 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
Came home with a pile of homework. It happened every day. Every day. Weekends
That's right.
was terrible.
Yeah.
Holidays, there was assignments and research to do during the holidays.
That's right.
At what time will the child have time to play? Will the child have time to mingle? Will the child have time to, you know, go to the kitchen and help?
Exactly.
So I think that now we are overburdening the children. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
You see a child, nursery child. I remember when my daughter Nanakus was going to school.
Yeah.
Reverend David. Another mistake I have committed that I pray that my children will not do it to my grandchildren is speaking English with them from the very beginning. During our time, if you didn't speak English with your children and they went for interview, they will fail.
Yeah.
During my time,
Okay.
my brother, who now works in the office,
Yeah.
went for interview, came back and told my mom, "Eyi, brofo no broni ni kan ye nyina manti bia. Nso me wie ye ne no ma me toffee." Uncle Atobra went to St. Teresa's and went to Bishop Hours.
Okay.
Went for interview. He didn't understand the English. Yet, he was given toffee. He was still taken in the school. I went for interview with my daughter Nanakos. Every question she was asked was in English. Asked her about colors. Asked her, I mean,
Yeah.
and the children who came that couldn't speak English, that didn't know colors, failed.
Wow.
So it was stressful for us as parents.
That's right.
And it's also stressful for the children themselves.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's so much competition now that now a 7-year-old child is going through stress.
Yeah.
And the mother is also going through stress. What should the parents do?
The
7-year-old, he doesn't want to go to school.
it's rather unfortunate, but I'm also going through that with my children as well, because the workload is so much.
Yeah.
And you can see that the children themselves become overburdened
Burden.
because there's so much to do. However, with the kind of future we want for our children and the competition that is
The
going
competition.
on, because now your child is competing, it's now a global world. Now, 20 years back, you were competing with only those in Ghana for the jobs here.
Yeah.
Now you're competing with those who are even born and bred in UK who want to also now come down
down
and
and
settle
work.
here. So the competition is keen. Unfortunately, there are not enough resources because there are a whole lot of people chasing the same resources. I mean, Rev was telling us in those days he was in Legon. They were even giving stipend.
Yeah.
They were giving them free lunch.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
it is not the same.
Yeah.
Now, in University of Ghana, you don't even have accommodation.
Yeah.
So the competition is really keen. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do as parents to change the curriculum because it is even going to get even more complicated. Now, but what parents you can do is that get their textbooks, spend time to go through the work with them, get involved. If there's a need to even get extra teachers for them, please do it so that at least every child wants to be excellent.
Okay.
So if the child is not getting things well, and the
7
teachers,
years.
7 years, mommy. My little girl, who is 3 years, you can every night she's coming home with homework.
Hey.
Every
3 years.
3 years, she's coming home with homework. They are drawing, they are shading, they are crisscrossing, matching.
So now the parents, we don't have a life.
There's no, you have to help them. Unfortunately, we have to, because if we don't help them, it is going to reflect in their performance in class. And that is going to go, because the teachers will now start, wabong. They will start labeling your child with negative words. You are blockheaded, you are not smart, you are not intelligent. I mean, and that also would affect the child's psyche. So unfortunately, we have to bite.
And I don't know whether it's our educational system. And if something must be done with our educational system, you travel out and you see the 3-year-old child. They go to school for an hour or two. It's playing, drawing, playing, drawing. They hardly come home with any homework.
You see, like you're saying, the educational system too has to change, because there has to be a lot of the teaching that has to be more visual.
Yeah.
When my kids were at Morning Star, I mean, a lot of the things they were teaching them, they were mostly abstract. My son was struggling with mathematics. And here I am, a mathematics guru, and I'll be helping him. Some of the questions when they bring, I'm like,
This
no,
is beyond.
the way, it's not this beyond, mommy.
It's the way they
it's
teach
being
us.
presented, because it is concepts. Now, if the teachers do not get the concepts right, it becomes a burden for the child. So the concepts of the subjects must be well couched. Well couched. A lot of the teachers do not even know that some of the syllabuses are even on YouTube. They don't even know it. So in presenting their style of teaching, it becomes more complicated for the child.
Complicated
So
for
I,
the child.
the parents, had to come in. I said, go to YouTube, type this subject. You want to learn multiplication, division. See how it is done. I had to go through with him.
Wow.
After going through with him, he grasped the concept so quickly, and it was easier for him. But unfortunately, the teachers are not teaching with visuals. They are not teaching with videos to make the thing so easy, science and all that. They are not making it easy. So the curriculum has to be changed. And
the way,
there are too many
the
subjects.
way of teaching.
Of teaching.
And then so many subjects.
So many subjects. Too much. I mean, once a child at 12 handling 12 subjects. Now you ask yourself, is he going to use all these 12 subjects? No. The basic thing is science, life skills, social studies, mathematics,
No,
English.
we must know everything.
But mommy, you cannot.
I went to America to see some. We studied geography, 50 states of America. When we hadn't been to the airport. 50 states of America. And meanwhile, we didn't know the regions of Ghana. 50, I mean, chewed it, Baba.
Yes. I mean, even myself, I mean, so many subjects we studied. Mathematics, some of the concepts you don't even understand. The teachers themselves cannot even explain the concepts well. I ask myself, so katwa, what do you even use it for?
Sense.
I mean, meanwhile, you'll be beating and put so much pressure on you for nothing. So a lot of the curriculum has to be changed. Look at the things that meets the modern trend and the modern needs. And then let's couch our syllabuses to meet the growing concern. And I think that we can reduce the pressure on our children because it's too much load, too much load.
I don't know how many questions we can take.
Maybe we can
but
take one or two more.
Yes, I have something I want to discuss with him.
All right, let me just drop this in, Mommy.
Okay.
So, Doris Mensah says, I love you so much, woman of God. I really appreciate the oil and wisdom upon your life.
Thank you.
Blessing us.
Thank you,
Before
Doris.
I read the next one, which is a question coming from a worried wife, I want to say a big thank you to Mama Rita for sponsoring my outfit today. So please, this is coming from
this one.
Shiloh Clothing.
You let people come and worry me.
Shiloh Clothing, please, relax over there. Don't let me stress you. This one is Shiloh Clothing. Mama Rita, God bless
Oh, but you
you
look sharp. You
feel
look sharp.
good in this. I
You
feel
look
good in
sharp.
this. It's relieving a lot of
Hey, it's taking stress out of your system.
All right. This one says, good evening, Mommy.
Good evening.
My husband is a lab technician at a hospital and works overtime a lot of weeks. He's not able to manage the stress it comes with it. He comes home very moody and often quiet. He sleeps a lot, and when awake, he's off back to work. What can I do? It's affected our love life. I try not to talk too much on it, as it may seem as nagging. I see it is affecting his health too. Please advise.
So we've said that if you don't manage your stress will manage you. Now you need to have a pause. Prioritize. Create time for relaxation. Create time for entertainment. These things will not come readily.
Okay.
But you need to discuss it and create a timetable for it.
Work towards
Work
it.
towards it.
Otherwise,
situations will just overwhelm you.
Yeah.
Because, see, the same family you are working hard and breaking your back to, they need you at home.
Yeah.
They need your attention. They need your love. They need your affection. They need time with you. See, if you break down on that job, they will find the next lab technician to be and manage that lab.
Yeah.
And sometimes you should be able to voice your concerns out. Once you can see that it is having a toll on you, on your marriage, it is a sign that if you don't work on it now, it is going to affect your health, like you're saying. And in every institution, there are work unions. Be active in the work unions. Add your voice to it. When they go for management meetings, don't be quiet. Speak out that they need to, if it is such that they cannot employ more people, then they have to look at the other option. Either they employ another person to help you manage the workload. Because chances are that if you break down, if you are stressed out, the lab technician, you'll be mixing the reagents.
Yeah.
Recently, you've seen that you have some bad results. People came and the results have been mixed up. It is because of your stress. So please, don't overstress yourself and go and mix the reagents and give wrong analysis. You can kill someone. No, on the lighter side, I'm serious.
Reverend David,
Yes,
I want to find out, how do we measure our stress level? Whether it's high, whether it's low. As I sit down now, of course, today I had things that stressed me up. My engineer needs money for Shiloh. And once it comes to Shiloh, and the camp is coming, I need to do beds.
Yes.
I need to get more accommodation. I hear my electricals is giving me problem.
Wow.
We need to talk.
Wow.
The guy you brought,
Wow.
I don't want to mention his name.
I see.
I hear he was supposed to bring the wires. The strength is supposed to be 150.
I see.
And he brought 50.
Wow.
It spoiled our pumps.
Oh my goodness.
I need to change the whole thing.
That's adding to your stress.
It's adding to my stress.
Oh my goodness me. These ECG people.
It's adding to my stress.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it's costing me over 100,000
That's a lot.
to change the whole thing.
That's a lot.
When I have to be thinking about accommodation.
That's right.
I'm thinking about getting water because every year we are buying water and I need to solve the. I mean, there's so much I'm dealing with.
That's right.
I need to get mattresses. I'm still paying latest foam. I'm still paying for iron rods. People don't know what I'm going through.
Mom, you know that.
How do I measure my stress level?
So number one, there's a skill
Okay.
we call the depression, anxiety, stress skill.
Hey, please, I don't want depression. I don't want the acute stress.
So there's a skill
Okay.
that you can Google it.
Okay.
So
It's called what? Depression?
depression, anxiety, stress skill.
Okay.
So DASS for short.
My co-host, please write it for me. D what?
DASS.
Okay, DASS. Okay.
Yes, depression, anxiety, stress skill.
Okay.
When you Google it, you'll not miss.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a skill
Okay.
that has been from zero to 3.
Okay.
Now there are pointers that you have to look at. So there's a question the question like this. I found it hard to wind down. Now there's a score. So a score from 0, 1 to 3.
Okay.
So there are questions there, and you have to honestly answer those questions. Now, one of the things to do with stress is that there has to be an introspection.
Okay.
Now, introspection means look inward.
Okay.
Because whatever that is happening is something that is happening on the inside,
Okay.
what is going to show on the outside.
Okay.
So stress is affecting physical, mood, your emotions, and then it's going to reflect on your outside. So you need to do an introspection. And this skill has pointers over there that you need to go through.
Okay.
So like I'm reading, I found it hard to wind down. I was aware of dryness of my mouth.
Okay.
I couldn't seem to experience any positive feeling at all.
Okay.
I experienced breathing difficulty. Example, excessive rapid breathing. You score yourself.
Okay.
I
So just like you can check for your temperament.
Your temperament.
You
yes.
can also check for
exactly.
your
So
stress level.
yes.
Okay.
So when you finish, then you score yourself.
Okay.
Now, the score says that if you score from 0 to 9, from 0 to 9, it is normal.
Okay.
If you score anxiety 0 to 7, it's normal. If you score from 0 to 14 for stress, it is normal.
Okay.
We have mild, the range 2 for mild. 10 and 13
Okay.
is for mild depression.
Okay.
And then 8 to 9 is also mild depression.
Wow.
So when you go through it, it gives you all the
Okay.
stages.
Okay.
And then the scoring is there.
Okay.
So once you know the scoring, you match it up with the scoring, you can be able to determine
Okay.
your stress level.
Okay.
However, there are some physical things that you begin to see.
Okay.
Light headaches. The headache starts very lightly. You know, it goes and it comes. It goes and it comes. It's not too much.
Okay.
Now, the moment you see the rapidness or the consistency of the headache, your head is pounding you, then you now have migraine. Now, all these things you'll be able to tell, and there are signs that you start seeing.
Okay.
So the physical signs, you have headache, you have light headache to chronic headaches.
Okay.
You have fatigue, you become very, very tired. So first, it starts with very sluggishness. And then by the time you realize, you see that it is rising. No, so these are all points. Your sleep pattern now changes. When you go to bed, you are tossing, you are turning, you're finding it difficult. Maybe occasionally it happens once. It means it's okay. But you have to watch. You have to watch it. There's something that is eating you up. There's something you have not addressed. There's something you haven't looked at. Now, once you see all these signs that are coming in, you are sweating at night, or you wake up middle of the night, your sleep is gone. You cannot sleep again. Usually, sleep is very, very key. It's one of the key pointers
Okay.
to see that you are stressed. Why? Because your sleep affects your language.
Okay.
Now, your sleep affects your immune system. Your sleep affects what you have read, how you summarize it. And then finally, your sleep also affects what you have seen and how you are able to analyze it. Now, the moment you see that there are some challenges with your sleep, you need to check your stress level. Go back to the stress scale and then start looking at the pointers and what it is giving you. You'll be able to analyze where you are and the range in which you are falling into.
Mommy, for those who be interested in the DASS scale, you can go to thecalculator.co/health.
Okay.
Thecalculator.co/health. And look out for the DASS 21, Depression, Anxiety, Stress Scale Test. It will give you the option to do that, and then you do the calculation and you will get the results automatically generated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So on that note, I'll be saying a good night. I have really enjoyed you, Reverend David. I'd want you to, I'm not sure if you are coming again next week, but I would want you to give your closing remarks.
Okay.
I think people are stressing, parents are stressing, children are stressing, even toddlers are stressing. In a few minutes, let us know how to deal with our stress level.
The
And
good
we'll call
news,
it a night.
the good news is that you can help yourself.
I like that.
You can help yourself. Number one is exercise. Exercise is key.
Wow.
Exercise is very key to keep fit, to keep shape, to make sure that your vitals are always active, your organs are functioning well. Number two, you need to have a healthy diet. A healthy diet, balanced meal, fruits, salads must be part of your meals. Cereals must be part of your meal. Don't eat too much carbohydrate. Kenke, banku, fufu, reduce them. If you eat one type of carbohydrate in the afternoon, you don't need to repeat it in the evening. Before you go to bed, eat light meals. Avoid sweets and chocolate and caffeine before you go to sleep.
Okay.
Before you go to sleep. You can practice what we call relaxation techniques. Now, this has to do with your breathing skills.
Okay.
So sometimes, don't be in a habit of breathing through your mouth.
Okay.
Breathe through your nostrils.
Okay.
Now, when you breathe through your nostril, you realize that your abdomen or your stomach pushes up. Now, when it pushes up, you gently release your breath. Or sometimes you
Through
breathe
your
in
mouth or through your nostrils?
through your mouth.
Okay.
So you breathe in through the nostrils, hold your breath for like 5 seconds, and then you breathe out through your mouth.
Okay.
Now, this one helps you to reduce tension in your muscles.
Okay.
Now, when you're going to sleep and you feel tensed up, what you do is that on your bed, stretch your legs.
Okay.
Now, when you stretch your legs, clench your fist. Now, when you clench your fist, then you turn your foot, turn it around.
I'm distressing.
A couple of minutes.
I'm
And then you
distressing.
relax. So do it repeatedly. Now, once you do it repeatedly, you realize that your system now begins to calm down. And you do it with the breathing as well. You do it with the breathing as well. Now, water. Drinking water is very, very good for your system. It helps you to distress your system. Coconut water is very, very, very good.
That's what I'm drinking.
Coconut water is very, very
Wow.
good. It refreshes your system. It replaces certain essentials in your body and so on and so forth. It regulates body temperature. Very, very key. Oh, as a chiva.
Are you talking about babies or you are talking about grown men?
Children are also getting stressed. I'm asking for them. They can't send messages. So.
Yes. And then your sleep. Now, 3 things affect your sleep. Number 1, the environment in which you are. Make sure there's less noise. Reduce the lighting system in the room. And then also make sure that the room temperature is something that you're comfortable with. If you are the person that doesn't like too much cold, make sure you cover yourself with a thick cloth or a duvet so that you don't wake up in the middle of the night going to put on the air condition. If you are also that type that likes to be in an air condition, make sure the room temperature is perfect for you. Now, some of the things you need to do whilst you are a day, you have a good sleep.
Okay.
What you need to do is that keep a sleep diary. Now, so the sleep diary, this is what you record. What time did I go to bed on that particular day
Okay.
when you had a good sleep? So record the time you went to sleep. Now, check the temperature.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay.
An activity during the day.
Okay.
Now, what time did you eat before you went to bed?
Okay.
What you eat before you go to bed is very key, because if you don't eat right, you might have heartburns
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You wake up, you want to use the loo, it distorts your sleep. Drinking water should be at least 45 minutes before you go to bed. Don't drink water and rush into bed, or drinking water whilst you are lying down in bed. No. Drink it at least 30 minutes before you go to bed. It helps you to empty your bowels
Okay.
before you go to sleep.
Okay.
So write some of these things down. Anytime you had a good sleep, what did you do to achieve that good sleep? Chances are that if you repeat those activities on the day you had a good sleep, you are going to have a good sleep every now and then.
Wow.
Very, very, very key.
Wow.
Very, very key.
Wow.
And then make friends. Go out there, have a fun time. Go on holiday trips. Even if you are not married, you yourself, go out, go socialize, go to church. Church is a place to distress. Church is a place you pray your heart out, you cry during worship, you lift your burden to God, and God comes into your situation. And then finally, what I will also say about money, budget well.
Yeah.
Reduce your stress.
Yeah.
Now we're in a situation where the economy, everybody is tight one way or the
Yeah.
other. So readjust your budget.
Yeah.
Cut down the unnecessary spending.
Yeah.
Cut down on impulse buying.
Yeah.
Cut down on the unnecessary things. And then make sure you are spending on the essential things that you can save for a rainy day, because you never know what will happen and you need to fall on some savings. So save well, and then I can assure you your stress level is going to go down. For the married couples, we've also said one or two things. Be a partner with your spouse. These are things, if you're married, do things together. Share things together. Don't hide things. Open up. Talk about issues. And when you're talking about issues, be open one to another. Don't be listening to attack the other partner. Let's build a happy home. And for our children, let's make a happy home for them. If, Daddy, you're having a bad time, it is okay. You have a bad time. Don't be overbearing. Don't be overreactive to your children. Chances are that you're going to spill over your stress on your children. It is not a good thing. Deal with your stress, and when you come home, leave everything you've done at work. Close the chapter at work. When you come home, have a happy home and enjoy yourself.
When you come home, have a happy home. On that note, I would say have a good night. Please do a bit of the exercise. Do a bit of the exercise. I wish you a lovely time. Please learn to distress. I am taking coconut. Tomorrow night, so expensive. It's 5 cedis now.
Yes.
5 cedis.
I drink it every morning.
5
It's
cedis.
expensive.
Coconut.
Coconut.
5 cedis. My darling. But it's better to have 5 cedis.
Yes.
Buy coconut
to
and
live
distress.
a life
and
of
especially for those of you that are not the water people like me. For me, water is like medication. I don't know how it happened, but I realized my mom is like that, my brother is like that.
Wow.
But I make sure I make up with coconut. I will see you same day, same time next week. Reverend David, thank you again.
Thank you.
And again.
Thank you,
and
Mommy.
again.
Thank you, Mommy.
I know you have taught us a lot.
Yes.
And me, myself, I am going to learn to say no to certain appointments.
That's right.
Certain programs.
That's right.
When they bring me bills from Shiloh, I will drink coconuts and distress. Please have fun. Life is short. God bless you. Good night.